Balls are back.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Kirby Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee win! That is by Tennessee to one Jennings. Jennings makes the...
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. You found a way, okay? All right, now, what I tell you, okay? All right, this decade is going to be the decade of the Vols. You got it?
Reddit, dit to do, and welcome into more important issues. It is Wednesday, October 7th, Georgia week, baby. And the Vols are 2-0 going into Georgia week. It feels good. It feels like maybe it just feels like a good SEC slate coming up. You got that 3:30 CBS game.
Like 98?
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, it feels like 98. I'm glad you did. It feels good. You get a chance to knock off a top 10 opponent. I think it's been 14 years. Is that right?
2006, baby.
It's time. It's time.
Yep.
Let's do it.
No time like the present.
No, there's not. I think it's been 33 straight losses to top 10 opponents. Is that right?
Not great. Yeah.
Not great. Like you said, it's time to make it happen. We've already got someone here on YouTube said, be sure to mention that it was who called the Georgia-Auburn game. I said plainly that Georgia would win by at least 2 touchdowns. Everybody was predicting closer. Yeah, that's fair. I don't think Auburn's very good. I think Kentucky showed that.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Well, and Kentucky showed last week that they're not very good either.
Correct.
Like you're like, oh, they kept it close with Auburn. They might be okay. And then Ole Miss has like 600 yards of total offense against them.
Right, yeah. It wasn't an impressive showing by either team, first week or the second week, those Kentucky opponents. It's a good SEC. Overall, it's a pretty good SEC slate. You've got Alabama, Ole Miss, and I think we'll get into more. I think it's going to be interesting to see if Lane Kiffin can get his little key mark win like Mike Leach already has.
And Sam Pittman.
Well, come on.
I mean, they were ranked.
Fair. That's fair. And it was your first win since, what, 2017?
Oh, God.
First SEC win. Sorry. First SEC win, not first win.
But still,
there is a difference.
Yeah, but still, it's still sad.
No, yeah, I agree. Let me get out. We'll, guys, I'm excited for this show. Like I said, because it's Georgia week. We're going to talk about what we hate most about Georgia. I think most people are going to agree because there's so many things about the University of Georgia that is stupid. The only thing they've got going for them is apparently Athens is a really cool town. That's it.
I've never been, so I'm going to say it's not a good town until I've actually been there.
I was about to say, and that's all hearsay. So
yeah.
I don't know what to put on that. But we are going to talk about some team news, what's going on for the Vols as they head in to week 3, facing Georgia at Georgia. Rain. Might be the rain game. Hopefully that's the only one.
Does that help? We'll talk about it.
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Won't hurt you. We've also got some recruiting news. Maybe some big recruiting news. This game, I think, could really make it matter.
I think there would be a lot of stars involved.
Yeah.
A lot of stars.
For sure. We're also going to do our college football preview, like we said. I think it's going to be a good week in college football overall. You've also got another matchup that it'll affect the ACC, obviously, could affect the overall landscape of the college football playoff.
I guarantee the SEC this week is going to go 7-7.
Guaranteed. You heard it here first, folks. And then we're also going to do our NFL power rankings, and I'm excited to talk about this just because I think the first 4 are pretty easy. And then after that, who are you going to throw in?
Wild card.
Wild card, exactly. We will talk about this real quick. Chandler Keaton also asked, give us a quick rundown on Mississippi State. Was the LSU game just a one-time flash, or are they decent? I wouldn't call it a one-time flash, but Mike Leach is going to do that once a year. He's going to beat teams he wasn't necessarily supposed to beat, isn't supposed to beat. He's because of the way he's a pretty good coach, but he's not going to win the SEC East. East. I thought you said West. He's not going to win the SEC West
or East
ever.
Yeah, he might win the Sun Belt.
He might win the Sun
If he
Belt.
can beat Missouri.
He's got to beat Eli Drinkowitz first, which is not an easy task.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not willing to call it a one-time flash, but it's not. It doesn't mean Mississippi State's super competitive in the West either.
No, definitely not. And I don't think... Is the West down this year? Besides Alabama?
I mean, it'll be competitive, but it's not as dominant as it was last year, no.
Yeah.
No. Or the last 2 years. Last several years, I guess. No, it's not as dominant.
Yep. I don't think Auburn's that good.
I don't know how many East teams will be able to beat said West teams, but...
Yeah, probably just 2, I guess. I guess they're both top. They're both top-heavy. I'll say.
Yeah, for sure. That I would agree with that. Let's get into some, well, before we get into some team news, Landon's going to tell you guys about some sponsors and some friends that make this show possible. We do appreciate them so much. We appreciate you guys that are listening. Drop in some questions. Tell us where you're from. Landon says we're big geography guys, so we'll keep that up.
I love it, baby.
Tell us where you're from. Ask questions. If we don't get to them right away, I promise we will answer them. Just stick with us. We try to answer as many questions as possible. So ask them, and we will get to them.
Yeah, go check out our sponsors, Tennessee Tap House, Hound Dogs, and Blue Water Climate Control. Blue Water Climate Control is actually giving away 40 free furnaces in the months of October, November.
40. Like the amount of points that are going to be scored on Georgia on Saturday.
In the rain.
In the rain, yeah.
Dang. That's a bold take.
It is a bold take.
Bold take. Blake Stansbury says he's listening in South Knoxville. Love it.
Chatterbox?
Sono, baby. Yeah, he's at the Chatterbox.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, go check it out. Those guys, Blue Water Climate Control, any HVAC needs you might come in contact with, go check them out.
Do it. Do it now. Let's so team news. Let's talk some team news. But I also want to ask you this Georgia game. I think a lot of people are. This isn't so much about the Georgia game as it is about the things surrounding it. So before we get into team news, are you making this Pruitt's make or break, win or lose, make or break game?
No.
Okay. Do you have a why or just no?
I don't think it's a break. It could be a make.
Okay.
But if you lose, I don't think it. It will hurt. It will hurt you if you get blown out.
Yes,
you have to be
my
competitive.
take. I think if you get blown out, I'm not willing to say it's the end, but it might be. I just like we talked about it on Sunday. You're finally beating the teams you're supposed to beat, and you're doing it pretty dominantly overall. Now you got to compete with Georgia and Florida. If you ever want to win the East, you got to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be. You got to be competitive in this game. Hopefully you can win.
Yeah, I think if you've shown you can. Georgia's a good football team. There's no doubt about it.
I agree.
So if you're able to compete for 4 quarters with them, you've shown that you're going to be respected in every game that you play.
Yeah, and here's the thing: losing this game doesn't mean you can't win the East either.
Right.
But if you get dominated by them,
But if you win, you control your own destiny.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But I just mean if you're competitive in the game, you certainly that means you possibly could beat Florida. I don't know who the better of the two are right now. I think with Florida's defense, it's hard to tell. But I think it's hard to tell. But yeah, be competitive against Georgia. Be competitive. I think that's what defines it, is are you competitive? And I'm not trying to draw up moral victories because you need to go win it. If you don't win it, then you're going to be sitting here looking at, oh man, well now you got to go play Kentucky, who, again, Tennessee just hasn't been dominant enough for me to go, that's a 100% win yet. I mean, last year it came down to a goal line stand.
Yeah.
So you need to go, and then you both play Alabama next. So there's a road ahead of you if you don't win this game. So it definitely, like you said, you control your own destiny. It's in your best interest to go win this game.
Yeah. 100%.
In your best interest. We got somebody from Jefferson County here, not too far from us. Yep, that's
Jeffco.
right. And then we've also got someone from, they said Georgia. I didn't know exactly where, but they said Athens is not better than Knoxville. They said they're from Georgia. So
you heard it here.
You heard it here first. Team news. Let's get into some team news.
Yeah, so team news. So first we'll start with a little bit of stats through week 2. Ty Chandler is leading the SEC in rushing with 176 yards. I think Eric Gray is number 8 with around 150 or something like that. DeAndre Johnson is your SEC sack leader with 4. I mean, who would have thought that?
Everybody coming in, which I realize, 3 came against one team. 3.5, whatever.
2.5.
2.5, sorry, came against one team. But still, your biggest concern was your defensive line. And not only your defensive line, your pass rush specifically.
Yeah, like we weren't
Edge
even
rush.
sure he was going to start.
That too.
And then he leading the SEC in sacks. Gotta love it. And then JG, dual threat quarterback, second in the SEC in rushing touchdowns.
Oh, okay. I saw your tweet. I don't think I realized you meant exactly rushing. I think I saw touchdowns.
Yeah.
Okay, so rushing touchdowns.
He
Dual threat.
has 3 rushing touchdowns. The only person ahead of him is Najee Harris.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he's got 5.
That one makes sense.
Yeah, there's a bit of a gap between first and second.
Fair.
But-
Aaron Gray.
But
Did he
JG,
get there?
like,
Todd Chandler.
he was a dual threat quarterback. Is he finally being a dual
He is
threat
accepting
quarterback?
that role.
Yeah,
He doesn't even need the Times Square Jumbotron to tell us so. He's just going to do it.
right. Yeah, just doing a lot of just all legs. That's
So is he
that's how
230?
he was like 230. It was
he
just all
230?
legs. Is he 230? Hell no. There's no way. There's no way.
We got to start weighing him in like you do wrestlers before matches.
You do a good job of it. You did
What's
it for our kind of introducing.
Oh, the introductions?
Yeah,
Oh, I'll
the
do-
starting lineup.
I'll do the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me do the weigh-ins. And I'll be the guy that, like, Dana White that's breaking them up, but he's laughing the whole time. I won't be able to break them up, but I'll stand there. And
I
act
would
like
love. Do you remember like in like Pee Wee football, you'd all go to like weigh-ins?
Mm-hmm.
What if somebody like made a video of them doing like every kid
That'd be fantastic.
and weighing in at 285 pounds at 9 years old? You're getting a big fat green X.
They used to send me to weigh in, and I'm like, why?
Yeah,
You can't look at me and be like, we're good.
yeah, he's good.
He's good.
What are you packing in there?
Oh, dummies. Yeah, that's awesome. Maybe I'll do a video like that. Have you seen the... We're getting off topic here, but have you seen the walkout to the mound videos? And they're not real.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, the coach is mic'd up.
Yeah.
Do something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that'd be good.
Just, I got to get a video of somebody weighing in.
And then let's get to some players. So Jeremy Pruitt said Sean Chambers should be back. Bryce Thompson is fine. That was his exact word, fine. So Tennessee should have their whole secondary back. That's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Going against one of the
Very
best
huge.
wide receivers in the country. You need that secondary back.
He's not even their leading receiver.
He's not.
Not by a long shot. Talk about that gap between Najee Harris and the next guy.
Yeah.
That gap's a little
Kyrus Jackson.
Yeah. So, but the deep threat does, you got to respect that a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, getting Bryce Thompson back full time is big, but getting John Schamberger, because someone mentioned it in the chat a second ago, how we got to defend over the middle better. Absolutely, that Sean Schamberger is going to help with that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So that's big getting him back.
And I think just like another week of playing football. Like Jalen McColl, that was his first game back. I know he missed a ton of time, and he kind of looked pretty rough against Missouri.
Yeah.
So another week of him being out there, I think that helps. Bryce Thompson, that helps.
And I assume when you're talking about getting Bryce Thompson back, that means he's going to be playing the corner position and not safety.
Correct.
Okay, so that's big.
Well, should.
Yeah. Which I guess they could be moving him around.
That's what they have him
me,
listed on the depth chart is
Perfect.
corner. And then in Pruitt's press conference on Monday, he mentioned Jameer Johnson and Elijah Simmons should be back. And that's kind of all the injury updates we have. So we're pretty healthy going into this game.
I think tomorrow you'll take your COVID test for Saturday. Hope everybody's healthy then, and
Yep.
go down to Athens ready to play.
Yeah, not a great college town.
Not a
We
great
heard.
college town.
Not as good as Knoxville, I guess.
Nowhere close. Nowhere close.
Maybe it's second. Maybe it is good, but it's not as good.
Right.
Would you say Knoxville's up there in the top?
I'm
been to a
handful. I've only been to a handful, but I mean I think Knoxville's in that sweet spot where it's like borderline city, but also a college town. I think it's got a really nice sweet spot. So that helps the Knoxville scene for sure.
So let's get into the depth chart a little bit. Not a ton of changes. Some of the ones I saw, you did have Spraggins in there behind Jerome Carvin at left guard. You have Cade Mays at right tackle over Darnell Wright. Is he just going to be there this season? I mean, he did a great job, so I'm not mad. I just thought Darnell Wright would probably be in your top, like your best 5, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was just maybe Spraggins is. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yep. And then you had Kavaris Crouch over Jeremy Banks. Wasn't listed as or this time.
No wars. That one kind of makes sense too. I think. I think everybody expected Quavarius, right? Is it Quay?
Quavaris.
Quavaris Crouch. I think everybody expected him to be above Jeremy Banks as far as that goes. What about that? What about the package though that we're waiting on? That includes Banks, Toto. Who's the other one? Toto, Crouch. Is it just those three, or was it
those
one?
three?
Okay.
Yeah.
What about that package? When do we see that this week?
I don't know. I was rewatching the game, and I was a little bit behind on rewatching it. I didn't get to rewatch it until yesterday.
Okay.
I did notice them do it.
Yeah.
Then
Maybe it wasn't needed.
Wait, did you rewatch the game already?
I have not gotten to rewatch the game.
Okay.
No.
So I was gonna ask you what you thought of your, what you thought when you rewatched it that maybe you didn't see when you watched it the first time.
I have watched the highlights of the game.
Okay.
I'll say this in the rewatch, I was more impressed with JG than in the game. I thought he made some really, really good throws.
I agree with that.
So that's just watching the highlights. So of course I'm only watching his best throws, but still, I think that throw over the middle on the stiff arm out of bounds to Jalen Hyatt, I thought that was a really good play, and just I think that's a throw. I don't know if JG gets to that throw last year.
I think the one post out, whatever the heck it was, the one to Josh Palmer on the sideline.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the best throws he's ever made at Tennessee.
He had two really good throws on the sideline. The first one to Hyatt, his first catch, was an excellent throw.
Yeah,
an excellent throw. So I was encouraged by JG in terms of rewatching those highlights.
Yeah, he seemed to fix whatever was going on against South Carolina.
Yeah, he wasn't missing high. I don't know if he was. Again, I didn't notice against South Carolina. It didn't look like he was falling off his back foot, but the ball was sailing, so he had to be thrown off his back foot.
Right.
But he must have been stepping into him better against Missouri. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I was pretty. I was more impressed. I don't know if fully impressed is the right word, but way more impressed than I was on Saturday with JG.
Yeah. I was very impressed with K Mays, especially on that first drive. I counted, he pancaked 3 people.
I saw that. That's impressive.
And then he was the one that kind of made the way for the touchdown.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
he's a difference maker. Immediate difference maker.
He was a monster, and I thought Wanya Morris played his best game as a Tennessee Volunteer.
On Saturday, I thought that. I don't know if I think he stood out to a lot of people because he just played mean. Mm-hmm. He just played real mean.
Yep.
That was nice. We kind of have a question that's sort of about this season, about the Missouri game. Tyler Hood asked, our run game continuing to be strong. Is that the JG's decision-making and execution? I mean, you definitely have to give him credit at this level.
So what was the question again?
Is the run game continuing to be strong? Is it the O-line or JG's decision-making and execution? I think it's both. I think the O-line's obviously better. You just mentioned Cade Mays. It's obviously better. But at that level, it's also a lot on the quarterback pre-snap for the run, for the run call. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't get it right, more often than not, that play is going to get blown up. So he's got to get things right. So he's definitely seeing the field better. He's getting some pre-snap stuff figured out. You've got to give at least a little bit of the credit to JG.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if he misses plays, Jeremy Pruitt will be the first one to let you know in the press conference on Monday that, hey, he messed up 80 plays.
Yes. Yeah.
So the fact that he didn't on Monday, that's a good sign.
Right.
I mean, we don't know how many calls he had to change against Missouri. I mean, we probably could have ran whatever against Missouri.
But it's also not just changing calls. You've got to recognize, where they are strong side, where the blitz is coming from, where pressure's coming from.
Yeah, you got to see the whole field. Yeah. And I think he's doing a better job of that.
Right.
I just don't know how much.
Right.
And we would never know how much it's actually on.
Yeah. That's why I say I think it's at least a little bit.
Yeah,
I think it's
sure.
a little bit.
For
but
sure.
it does. You cannot discredit how much better this offensive line is, just from last year even, but especially from when Jeremy Pruitt arrived.
Yep, 100%. We're big. We look like a good SEC football team.
Yeah, I love it.
It's
absolutely
nice.
Love it.
Really nice.
And then this is kind of a question also with our run game. This one's from Helicopter, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to say Cooter, but I will. Hella Cooter. They were talking about Jim Bob Cooter because they were talking about the Lions. When will, what's his name, get fired? Somebody asked where Jim Bob Cooter's been.
Oh, Matt Patricia?
Yeah, so where's Jim Bob Cooter been is what they asked. I don't know. Where has he been?
Don't know. Is he not the OC?
I don't think so. But the question was, does either running back get 100 yards rushing versus UGA? That defense is good. It'll be tough. It kind of depends on how they give out carries, I guess. Because I think if you give the ball enough to Eric Gray, yeah, sure, he could have 100 yards. If you gave the ball enough
He's
to
the
Todd
running
Chandler,
back coach for the Jets.
okay. If you gave the ball enough to Todd Chandler, he could get to 100 yards just about any game. Yeah, sure. So I think it'll definitely be interesting, but it's going to rely. This offensive line is going to have to play a really, really good game.
Yeah, I think you barely got one in Missouri.
Right.
So I don't think you get one. If you're spreading the ball out like you are and
Right.
kind of splitting the carries between the two, I just don't see you having a 100-yard rusher. But if you spring one, like one goes for 50 yards, then yeah, you probably get one.
And big plays are going to be really, really important in this game and any big game, competitive game. When you play Florida, when you play Alabama, when you play Auburn, A&M, a lot of who wins is decided by turnovers and big plays. Mm-hmm. So you are going to probably need one like that.
One more thing I kind of want to, or a couple things I kind of want to point out when I was rewatching is the secondary played a great job in the run game.
Yeah.
But they left a lot of receivers open.
Yes, they have got to get that fixed.
And Kenneth George dropped 2 picks. You can't have drop picks, especially against you can have those against Missouri. It didn't really affect the game, but a team like Georgia where you need the ball back, that's going to be huge if you're dropping picks.
I am a little bit comforted in knowing that Kenneth George got to 2 picks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that he had gotten there before you said that. So that's good knowing that he's there. Now just finish out the play.
Yeah.
Finish out the play.
Need the ball back. Just need more turnovers. Because if you get 3 against Missouri, people are like, "Oh man, this defense is legit."
Right.
But like, you only get 1. You only got 1 against South Carolina. Just got to be stingier.
Right. Billy Ratliff, what's up, man? Hey, VFL? What do you got for the Vols this week? I want to know what Billy Ratliff has for the Vols. Score prediction? What they need to win? I need to know.
I would love to hear it too.
I hope he's still in the YouTube chat. I need to know it. Might need to get him on the phone. Is maybe what need to happen.
Just call him up.
Every time we've talked to him, he's really gotten my blood going. He gets me pumped up.
Yeah.
May need to get him on the phone soon.
He's all Vol, baby.
All Vol. I love it.
So,
anything else for the rewatch?
I think
Is that all the things you wanted to mention?
I think we need to utilize our speed more
Yes, we do.
on offense. I don't think you necessarily had to against Missouri, but I would like to see. I'd like to see Jalen Hyatt get the ball a little bit more than just twice.
Right.
I mean, he looked good on those 2
he
receptions.
Did. He absolutely did, and he's fast and speed kills.
Speed kills.
I do think it's going to be interesting to see see if we open up the playbook a little bit more. It doesn't seem like maybe we had fully, because you mentioned maybe didn't have to. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see. You ready to jump into the Georgia game?
Yeah.
All right, let's officially get into it. Let's do
Okay.
it. Let's get it.
I got the shirt ready.
Oh, okay.
Jawan.
Okay. Yeah, we should have started with that video. That's what we should have started with. I'm sorry. I'll get the video ready. We'll close out with the video.
Okay,
How about
cool,
that?
cool.
So you got to stay in until the end, and you'll get a video of Georgia falling in defeat. So that'll
Love
be
it.
good. Yeah.
Can we just not have Butch Jones in it?
Yeah, I'll cut out the part of him crying in midfield.
Yeah. He did the Tebow.
So Georgia's obviously a really good team.
They are.
They're obviously a really good team. Seems like maybe. I mean,
Are you nervous?
Yeah. For
I
sure.
think everybody's a little nervous, but like I'm also excited too because it's not like a game I'm like, oh man, we're gonna get killed.
It doesn't feel like last year.
No, like I'm excited. Like we have a good football team.
Right. Last year I was like only excited because I was like, I really think this team could kind of start turning the tide. I didn't think they had a chance to win it, I'll be honest. But I thought maybe they could start turning the tide. And I felt like they at least found some energy in the season last year. This game, it's like, you're 2-0. You could, like you said, we got a good fall. You can go out and win this game and control your own destiny in the SEC.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
It's not a game where you're just like, if this goes our way and this goes our way and this goes our way, we might have a chance to win. No, if you go out there and dominate, you win the football game.
Yeah.
Like you're good enough to beat Georgia.
Absolutely. I'm nervous only because
Let's get pumped up.
Only because I'm a real Vol fan.
Again, punch me in the face.
Can I?
No, please.
John Henderson.
Please.
Yeah, I am excited though. I am. I'm pumped. It's the fact that it's the 3:30 game is going to be good. I do hate that I'll have to watch the noon games with a little bit of butterflies in the stomach, but it'll be all right.
Yeah, I've seen you punch somebody in the face. I don't think I want you to.
I've never punched anyone in the face in my entire life.
Caleb's got a mean right hook, so.
Listen, that's all. My left arm is much smaller than my right.
So
okay?
if anybody's acting up at the tailgate, I'm gonna send Caleb after you. But yeah, I think this game, like it's big. Just it's ranked opponents. It's SEC. It's a rivalry game. But I also think it's kind of personal. And Jeremy Pruitt, like on his press conference on Monday, he wasn't very complimentary to his football team because he knew like I didn't get this job just to beat South Carolina, Missouri. I got it to compete against Georgia.
Right.
And you have all this. You had it's his former team, number one. You had the Aaron Murray comments about how he was a terrible person and
right.
how stupid that was. Aaron Murray just sucks. And then you had the Cade Mays thing. You also have recruiting implications on this game. There's a lot to this game just other than two ranked opponents playing.
Yeah, and
Kirby Smart's a whiny crybaby back.
It definitely feels like Georgia definitely doesn't think of it as a rivalry, and that's fine. But I think they just, which is funny. Guys, you lost 3 years ago?
Yeah.
It's not like it's been. I tweeted it. It's not been since 2007.
No.
But they are looking down like it's not a rivalry game. At least fans are. I don't know how players. I think there'll be definitely a lot of the feelings still between the two programs because you mentioned everything that's still kind of.
Yeah, there's some tension.
Yeah,
the Cade Mays thing is fresh. It's not like it happened years ago. It's fresh.
And then guys are getting guys got recruited by Tennessee. There's guys that played against each other in high school because they're from the same areas. Guys that know each other. Some played against each other for 3 years, Tennessee versus Georgia. It's definitely going to be. It's going to have more exciting feelings to it than it has since 2016.
I'm still not over Quay Walker throwing our hat.
Yeah, that one's upset.
Even though he's not really playing a whole lot.
Because they don't need him to.
Yeah.
They don't need him to.
That's true.
Which is the unfortunate part, because we would definitely appreciate him in Knoxville right now.
But I think a win on Saturday, it puts your program, like, you're kind of in that middle part of the SEC right now. That's where everybody kind of lumps you in.
Right.
But if you go out and beat Georgia, like, it's Georgia, Florida, Alabama, LSU. That's probably that top tier. Yeah, but if you go out and beat Georgia, they're like, oh, maybe Tennessee's up in that top tier.
But even right now, it's that kind of top tier because of the teams that have played for the SEC title lately. But then they've had, then it's like Auburn, A&M. Those two teams, maybe could sneak in there. And then it's Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and then it's Vandy at the very bottom. It's like Arkansas at the very bottom. You need to at least, you got to get into that Auburn and A&M talk at least. If you beat Georgia, you can at least, if you don't win the SEC East, which if you beat Georgia and Florida, you freaking better, Woods Jones. But you can at least make it interesting. Like right now, it's Georgia and Florida knows the teams they're going to beat. They just got to beat each other when it comes down to the largest cocktail party. They don't have to worry about each other. Alabama just knows they've got to beat LSU and Auburn before the end of the season to get into the. You've got to at least get in that second category where these teams respect you and they've really got to beat you to get somewhere.
Yeah, I'm really tired of people making predictions like at the beginning of the season and having Kentucky above us. That it just makes me so mad.
It also shows their stupidity, though.
Right. So it's very dumb, but the fact that they're even putting Kentucky in the same category as Tennessee makes me furious.
Yeah, it is. It is. Their best season in football history, they lost to Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So that's all you need to know.
I think a win on Saturday, I feel like you put the whole country on notice. They're like, hey, Tennessee is, what are we ranked? 14th in the AP
14th and 13th in the coaches?
Yeah,
I believe.
12
in the coaches? Okay.
Yeah, so, but people were like, if you beat Georgia, like, okay, they deserve to be up there.
You probably sneak into the top 10. Some people would need to lose. You will have, you'll have a couple top 10 teams that play other top 10 teams that, I think there's only one other top 10 opponent actually this week.
If you beat Georgia, there should be nobody that has a loss in front of you.
Fair. Yeah, that's right. Well, they could keep a team like Georgia or Clemson in front of you.
Right, if they lost.
That's what I say. It has to be the right losses.
Yeah.
To really get into the top 10. But it's possible. Like, again, it's kind of one of those things. You go win, control your own destiny. And looking at this Georgia team, I don't know if their offense is better than last year. They certainly didn't look like it in week 1, but they really looked like they were clicking in week 2.
Yeah. Again, I was like Kirby Smart mentioned it. Like, Auburn is not as good as Tennessee is up front. They don't have a Derrick Brown, Marlon Davidson up front anymore. And that offensive line for Georgia isn't.
They're not stout.
No, they're not. I mean, they lost 4. How can you be when you lose 4 starters? 3 got drafted and 1 was Cade Mays.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, here's what I do like about Stetson Bennett playing really, really good last week. How do you go to JT Daniels so quick after he had a good week?
You can't.
You can't. Like, you never can't start him.
No.
So I think you have a really good opportunity. And here's my fear: I feel like Stetson Bennett. In the last 10 years, this would be a come out party for Stetson Bennett.
Oh yeah, 100%. So it's good that he already got that one signature win out of the way.
Yeah,
and it's not on us.
Fair. So I think Tennessee can really come out here and disrupt. I think you have a chance to play a okay quarterback who may not even be their starter by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you have a really good position to take advantage of it. Now, he has help with George Pickens. He has help with Karis Jackson. But if their secondary can play better, and then it's really not even on your secondary entirely, too, because you've got to defend over the middle. That was the depressing thing about week 1 against South Carolina, is the middle just looked terrifying. So you've got to defend over the middle. And then, again, going back to the things that scare me about Georgia's offense. If it's not clicking in the pass game, their run game's going to be fine. Yeah, they had 5 different backs with 6 carries or more.
Yeah, they have a ton of inexperience on offense.
Right.
But the talent is there. I think Milton, James Cook, and Zamir White all were 5 stars.
They're cluttered with 5 stars.
Yeah.
Cluttered with them. They don't know what to do with them. They got rid of one this offseason.
Yeah. Yeah, they have no, like, people are just leaving because they're like, crap, I got 2 other 5 stars in front of me. I won't get to play till my senior year.
So, yeah, the talent is not Georgia's issue.
Right.
They do have a first-year offense coordinator in Montkin. First year at Georgia. Mm-hmm. He's had experience all over. Better than James Coley. I mean, he's at least against Auburn. He seems to be, at least against Auburn.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's probably too early to officially tell. So
I just think the big thing with this, you got to capitalize on mistakes. I think Stetson Bennett is gonna make mistakes.
Someone said 3 Georgia turnovers. If you have 3 turnovers, assuming you don't turn the ball over a ton,
you should win.
You should win.
Unless we have 3 too.
Yeah. That's the only thing. You got to limit your turnovers as well.
Right. I think our DBs are going to be better this week. I think adding an experienced guy like Sean Schamberger, just getting more people healthy, more people with another week of just being available, I think that helps a ton. And we got the SEC sack leader on our team.
We do.
Let's wreak some havoc. And Kevon Bennett was, say what you want about Pro Football Focus, but he graded out pretty dang high. Yeah. Team of the week.
Love it.
So, I mean, those 2 guys, like, they've proven that they can be good SEC edge rushers.
Right.
Like, it's not like, oh, that's not our strength. I think it is one of our strengths on this defense this year.
They didn't do it against Charlotte. They did it against South Carolina and Missouri. And I know but they're SEC teams.
Yeah.
They're SEC teams.
Yeah, South Carolina recruits as good as we do sometimes.
I've been encouraged by our defensive line play. Like you said, it's probably one of our strongest overall positions right now on defense.
And people they can't run against us. Our defensive tackle, that's another thing when I rewatch the game. Our interior
line is going to need to play really well, but they've played pretty good.
Yeah, they plug holes. They might not get back to the quarterback, but they plug holes. People are going to have to run on the outside, and that's when our secondary does a great job in run support.
They do. You're right.
So, I like it. I'm excited. I'm nervous.
You're getting me more pumped.
I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I think they have some question marks on offense. This isn't an Alabama where, like, they don't have a weakness.
Right.
Now, on defense, they don't have a weakness.
Defense,
Jeremy Pruitt said that.
When we're talking about clutter with 5 stars, their defense is cluttered with 5 stars, too.
And we're 0-3 versus top 10 opponents since 2006. 0-33.
0-33, yeah.
That's
It shows how many times you play top 10 opponents, but
But a streak's got to end.
it's got to end. Go do it now. Do it now.
So is it going to be are we going to be 9-0 in the last 9 games? Or are we going to be 0-34? The streak's got to end.
Oh, yeah.
Something's got to give.
We might as well wear the gray jerseys and checker kneeling and
Just like
all the
their
curses out the way.
defense, they average 58 yards on the ground, and then on offense we rush for 182. Something's got to give.
Something's got to give. This is going to be a game that something's got to give.
Because you know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Load the box.
They're gonna make JG beat them, and that's the scary thing is I don't know if JG can right now. So he's gonna have to have a really really good game.
But if it rains, what happens?
If it rains, it's gonna be a position battle.
It's gonna be
field
nuts.
position battle because both teams are gonna run the ball heavy and punt it when they have to.
40 points in the
So-
rain with that kind of defense, man.
Can Paxton Brooks flip the field? I don't know who their punter is. Can he flip the field? I think if it rains and it's 70% chance before the show I checked, you're gonna have to flip the field. You have to be able to win the field position battle.
When it rains, it pours, baby.
Someone said Samaglia kicked the game winner.
Dong punch, 50 yards in the rain. I mean,
Can we beat Todd though? I don't want him going up to kick down by 1. Can we beat Todd and either it goes into overtime or you win it? I'd rather have that.
I'm gonna need an oxygen tank.
I know. We need to go ahead and have the EMTs on standby for Saturday night. I'm fat and overweight. I can't have stress. I'll have a heart attack.
All right. So I mean, they're gonna load the box, and they're gonna play press man on the outside.
Which is, there's more speed there this year. Josh Palmer's probably, he played, but he wasn't on the outside a ton last year, and he's quicker than Callaway. And then you have Hyatt, obviously, who's quicker than Callaway. Bayless Jones, don't have to tell you about his speed. You have more speed there.
Yeah, I think that's the best way you beat press man is run right by him.
If you start, even if you don't hit on those passes over the top two, if you beat them a couple times, whether the pass is complete or not, as long as it's not short,
they're not going to be up in your face.
They're going to have to they're going to have to start sticking a safety over top the fastest guy. They're going to have to. So it just alleviates a lot of that pressure.
Yeah, that's why I would love to see some of those like freshman receivers, Callaway, Holiday, Weidman, obviously Jalen Hyatt, Bayless Jones, use those speed guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Use it to stretch the field. I mean, if nothing else, like those DBs, like, oh crap, I got to catch up. They're not able to see what's behind them.
Right.
And then also JG's got to hit back shoulder throws. If they're not able to get,
You know me, big back shoulder guy.
yeah, if they're not able to get separation, that's if you can't run by them, back shoulder throw.
And we need that. We need that rocket that he throws on those little 3-yard hitch routes.
Oh yeah.
So
I
whatever that
thought you were
rocket
talking
arm
about
is.
the wide receiver flare, or not the running back flare. Sorry.
Oh, some of that pace too. Same pace. Yeah.
Freaking bullet.
Yeah, we need that pace on those back shoulder throws because it's gonna have to get in there quick. I do like your matchup with. I don't think, and we're gonna do our position battles soon here. I don't think their DBs just completely outshine the wide receiver group.
They're good.
I'll tell you, you'll know here how I'm not favor one or the other, but I don't think it's a big difference.
I mean, there's some like LeCount is going to be a first rounder. Tyson Campbell's first or second rounder. You got Malik Herring up front, Azeez Ojulari, Nakobe Dean at linebacker, Nolan Smith. I mean, those are just 5-star, 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 5-star. Like it's
All over the field.
It's insane.
And Kirby Smart's not a slouch.
No, he can recruit.
And he can coach defense too. We can argue about what kind of head coach he is, but he can coach defense.
Yeah, he still looks stupid.
His bowl cut,
Yeah.
Spurrier visor.
But like we can't turn the football. Like if we give them a short field, I think it's
Oh no.
it could get ugly quick if you're turning the ball over.
I do
but if you're able to keep another streak going, we don't turn the football over.
Feels good.
I think you got a chance.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think if you win this game, it's gonna be a close game. I think you can lose it close, but I think you could also get blown out. I don't think Tennessee blows out. I don't think it can be a blowout the other day.
No.
Probably not. John B said LeCount is
John B, like
from I just realized that when I said
Outer
it.
Banks.
Yeah, said LeCount is out the first half. So are we?
He
We
is
were
out
unsure on Saturday.
because he was in the second quarter.
It was in the second quarter. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
I don't think he has to sit.
Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Yeah, we were unsure because of when he was ejected. All right, I've got an article. Pulling it up real quick. That would be big to have him out in the first half. Now,
No, neither will miss.
okay.
Or
Yeah, he will not miss time against Tennessee because it was out in the first half.
Yep.
So
It sucks because there's like 2 minutes left in the
Yeah,
first
it was-
half,
yeah,
but
so
whatever.
And it was kind of a crappy target,
Yeah,
wasn't
he
it?
probably shouldn't have been thrown out.
I mean, it was by the rule book targeting, but it was
Right.
just like how it happened. Kind of sucked.
Yeah.
That would be big, but also, if it's raining, he's way more effective in the pass game than he is the rush game. So it's like, what do you really win there if he is out? So, yeah.
So if you're Tennessee, what's your game plan on offense against this defense? Because they, like Pruitt said in his press conference, they don't have a weakness on their, like, they really don't.
Yeah, and if you truly believe that, and I do to an extent believe they don't have a weakness, then I got to go with my strength.
Yeah.
And one of my only strengths right now that I can rely on, and that's I'm running the ball down their throat. And you got to stop it. And if you stop it, we'll stand up and shake your hand, and we'll find another way to beat you. But I'm running the ball, and then I am, if it's press man, and like you said, it probably will be, at least early on, I'm definitely going to try to at least make them respect you over the top. Even if you don't hit those throws the first time, second time, make them respect you, move guys. And then I'm throwing slants because you've got speed, but you got to get the ball in their hands.
Yeah, I think you utilize the middle of the field too.
Yeah.
Because that's going to get guys in space. I'm with you on just pounding the football. It's not going to be as easy as it was against Missouri and South Carolina, but you can't get pass happy in this game. You got to keep establishing the run game, and just go with your strength, like you said.
Yeah, I think when you look at a team and if you go with they don't have weaknesses and you believe that, then you just got to go with your strength.
Yep.
And that may be a thing. Like
something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
And if they do stop it, then obviously you're going to have to throw. Yeah. And I think you're going to have to throw to beat Georgia.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to establish your run game and utilize your running backs and that terror of an offensive line.
If you have to throw the ball more than 25 times, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah. I mean, use the big boys. Use Cade Mays. He's going to have a big game. He knows every single one of those players on that Georgia team.
They're not. I got to imagine most of them aren't going to be happy with
Use that Tennessee Valley Authority or Pancake Pantry or Big Orange Bruisers or whatever you want to call them.
I'm a big fan of Pancake Pantry because I love myself Pancake Pantry. So.
And you love pancakes.
Yeah, but like the actual place, Pancake Pantry, love it.
Yeah, on the first drive, Cade Mays got those 3 pancakes. I was like, oh man, it's like National Pancake Day at IHOP. Get a little 3-stack.
Exactly. Yeah. Love it. Big fan of Pancake Pantry. Big fan of the offensive line being called Pancake Pantry. Maybe a shirt in the works.
Ooh.
Also a big fan of the heavy package. I went and found that video.
Yeah, why don't we call that Pancake Pantry? And just like, because TVA is kind of already like the name, I guess.
I don't
it's
know.
kind of caught on a little bit.
See, I'm a big fan of heavy because I like the chant.
But TVA isn't original. Like, it was like an old thing. So
it was an old thing. It was an old offensive line thing. I think 89, if I remember correctly. If I was told correctly as well. But I'm a big fan of just heavy because I need kneeling to chant heavy, like that video I sent you of South Oregon when we were in high school.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was electric.
And then Philip Fulmer's just like going to be absolute
that man's going to be
erect.
full max.
Yeah,
that's
like, oh, that's my name.
That is my name. Yeah, that's I love that name. I think Jeremy Pruitt needs to just call the package. He said, I think I call it heavy.
If he don't watch out, he's
heavy.
gonna be heavy.
Yeah, he's getting heavy. Lay off the Miller Lights. No, keep up with the Miller Lights.
Bud heavy.
Only victories. Only drink
Heavy packages and Bud heavy on after the win.
Exactly.
So let me ask you a question. So Georgia and Tennessee kind of went their separate ways after the 2016. Like, Georgia kind of like got into the college football playoff the next year.
Yeah, they went off.
And then Tennessee just kind of plummeted to rock bottom. So would you take back that 2016 game to be in the position Georgia is?
Do we get like Juwan, like that pass never gets completed?
We lose.
But it doesn't
Jacob Eason's bomb before
is
that
the end of the game.
Yeah, that's the end of the game.
Was it the end of the game, or did we get a chance for the Hail
That
Mary
was-
and drop it?
Either one. It doesn't matter.
The same thing happened at Florida the next year, so I mean, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But I get that doesn't happen though, right? If we win or if we lose, we don't have that happen at Florida. Field Franks doesn't throw a 61-yard bomb
Not the next week.
next year.
Next year, yes.
Okay, you're talking. You got me talking now. Okay.
Yeah,
but that means Butch Jones is our coach, and I'd rather lose than Butch Jones be our coach. That means Butch Jones stays our coach.
But we're like,
But that shirt never
we're
gets
winning.
made.
That's true. That's true. This shirt will never
This sticker never gets made.
Yeah, you got to pick it, man. I asked you the question. I'm the narrator.
Oh man, I don't know. That's tough. Because like, do we love Butch Jones if he wins? If he goes to the college football playoff in 2017? Can we skip this question?
I mean, it's tough, but like you
This
have
is a
potential.
stupid question, okay?
You have a potential to win a college football. You have potential to win a championship. You're in the national championship.
You won an SEC championship.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Pass.
All right. We'll tweet that out. But hey, if you want to tell us what your thoughts are, like, would you give up that 2016 Hail Mary to be in the position Georgia is?
But you have to remember, Butch Jones is your coach.
Yeah.
So you got to remember that. See, but yeah, I don't think it's a good question.
But do we see Butch Jones for who he is if he's winning? Because I feel like winning. We said it before. Winning trumps everything.
Winning cures all. I don't know, man.
So do we see the toxic environment?
Yeah, see, I just don't think it could happen under Butch Jones. Think about how you recruited. That's the thing. It could never happen.
It's true.
Yeah.
We also wouldn't be recruiting everybody with ACL tears.
Yeah. Also true. Also true.
Or maybe we do. And that's how we get our number one recruiting class.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But you're winning.
I don't like it. You can tweet it out. I don't like the question. I don't like the phrasing of the question. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I don't like the phrasing.
Sorry.
of it.
Sorry.
Ghost of Kevin's dead pinky. I'm sorry about your pinky, Kevin. Said
Kevin Mays.
Said Tennessee's win streak is getting cut short Saturday, just like I was. Well, it can't get cut shorter than it is because you've already won those games. So what's it getting cut short of? We currently hold the longest win streak in college football.
Yeah. How about that?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think it's happening. Tennessee on top.
Yeah, Georgia don't have that win streak going.
Kirby. You think visors are cool?
You think bowl cuts are cool?
We're gonna come into.
He actually
We're gonna
does,
come
though.
into Georgia. What?
Like Kirby thinks bowl cuts are cool.
He does. He wears the same visor Spurrier does.
That's gross.
Okay, let's do our position matchups. I said we'd do them, so we got to do them.
This is tough. This one is
It's
really
fun.
tough.
I like it. I had fun thinking about this one.
So Tennessee, we'll start with quarterbacks. JG versus Stetson Bennett.
I got it. He's JG, 5-year guy, leading rusher in the SEC. I just Stetson Bennett's not done a lot yet. I got to go JG.
Yeah, I just think he's more proven.
Yep.
And he keeps improving every game. So maybe by the end of that, JG will have a Heisman.
Right.
Our running backs versus their linebackers.
I got to go with their linebackers. It's a great group.
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't. I mean, I think the running backs can have a good day, but that's kind of based also on the next group we're going to talk about. So.
Yeah, I went. I want to go push, but yeah, I'm probably with you. Their linebackers are really good. If you count Ojulari as a outside linebacker,
Yeah.
I'd probably go with them. If I'm not taking into account the O-line and running backs together, I can't
But
do that.
The next group, O-line and defensive line, I'm taking Tennessee's O-line.
Yep, Tennessee's O-line.
Yeah.
It's a really good defensive line.
Right.
But I think
Tennessee's
Tennessee-
O-line is very good.
Yep. Our wide receivers versus their DBs.
Got to go with their defensive backs.
I do too.
Yeah. Got to.
Yeah, that one was kind of easy for me. Not easy to pick Georgia, but like it's not a huge gap, but Tennessee just unproven, I guess. More unproven than their DBs are. Our defensive line versus their offensive line.
You really got me pumped. You talked about it. You talked about Kevon Bennett has played really good this year.
Yep.
You got DeAndre Johnson, who's the sack leader. And then you got defensive tackles that can plug the holes. I think. And then,
Simmons is back.
And their offensive line has a ton of turnover. It's a very good offensive line, but I think I've got to go Tennessee's defensive line.
I went Tennessee's defensive line also.
I've got to.
Yep. And dude, that's huge. We're literally saying that we beat them in the trenches.
Oh, that is sex. I hope so.
I mean, like 3 years ago, we were like, oh yeah, we're starting a tackle that's 270 pounds.
Zero chance.
He's a converted tight end. And now here we are.
Hey, you know where it starts? In the SEC. In the trenches.
And recruiting.
Yes.
Our DBs versus their wide receivers.
I got to go with their wide receivers.
I go with that. George Pickens
our-
is just one of the best wide receivers in college football.
I like our defensive backs. I think if they have a really good game and then, kind of need the defensive line to have a ton of pressure too to help out, I think you could flip that script, but you're going to have a really good game.
And they've struggled the past 2 weeks.
Yes.
I think it'll be improved, but how much? That's a question. Our linebackers versus their running backs.
Georgia running backs. They're just a ton of talent. There's plenty of them, and they're good. I mean, they're...
I went push.
Okay. I can see a push there.
Yeah. Henry To'oTo'o.
Henry To'oTo'o is a force in the backfield.
Yep.
And that can make a difference. Big difference.
What's really like weird about this matchup is like the matchup predictor is like 11.6% Tennessee wins, 88.4% Georgia wins. But if you look at the leaders, like the stat leaders, they're all three very similar.
Right.
Like JG is 33 for 54, 449 yards, 2 touchdowns. Stetson Bennett is 37 for 57, 451 yards, 3 touchdowns. Todd Chandler and Zamir White have the same amount of carries. Todd Chandler has a little bit less than 20 yards on him. And then Kyrus Jackson has 209 yards receiving. But he also has 5 more receptions than Josh Palmer does.
He has, yeah.
So they don't spread it around a ton. It's basically Kyrus Jackson and
Right.
George Pickens.
Right.
Who get
They're the 2 guys they're going to.
Yeah.
Hella Cooter. I don't like that name. I'm going to stop saying that. Mainstream media today has only pitched one opinion that we won't move the ball against Georgia. Yeah, but the mainstream media hadn't watched Tennessee play these past 2 weeks.
Who said that?
I'm sure ESPN, CBS, I'm sure. But they haven't watched Tennessee. Like, I mean, we've learned this over time. A lot of people were surprised that Juwan Jennings got drafted because he had a bad combine. You didn't watch him.
Yep.
You didn't watch him.
Yep.
You didn't watch him.
So you want to go score predictions?
Yeah, real quick. Kevin's Dead Pinky said, what's the best team Tennessee beat in that win streak? Doesn't matter. You still got to win no matter who you play.
And you got a bowl win.
Yep. And he said, UGA's walk-on QB over Jarrett G. Well, he's not a walk-on anymore. You did offer. Georgia did offer him a scholarship. Sorry, bud.
Yep.
Hate that for you.
But it is kind of like Georgia's so lucky. Like they literally had 2 Heisman candidates transferred to their school, and neither one of them ended up being the starting quarterback. Like no one picked Stetson Bennett to win the job.
Nope.
I guess necessarily didn't win. It was kind of
Giving it to him after the first half of Arkansas.
But he didn't lose it. So.
He didn't lose it. Matt Adams said he goes our DBs versus their wide receivers. Sean Schamberger back, Bryce Thompson moving back to CB, and Taylor on the other side. The matchup, I think, will be much better this week than it would have been in week 1 or week 2. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I kind of went.
Just the talent what Georgia
I think
has.
if this is the first game, it's probably close to a push. But the way, like, we just haven't looked good and we haven't been healthy. So that's kind of why I went Georgia.
Yeah, I do like getting Schamberger back. I think that makes a difference. Getting Bryce back to the outside makes a difference. But the talent Georgia has, I think Tennessee's defensive backs got to prove something. They right now on paper, Georgia's better than they are.
Yep.
So they gotta go prove it.
Yep.
They gotta go prove it. All right, score prediction. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
You going first?
I think I went first last week. I can go first. Okay. You want my real prediction or my?
Like, I'm thinking mine's going to change to Saturday, but I'm
Yeah. You want my Tennessee fan prediction though, or my real prediction?
Tennessee fan prediction is for Saturday. Let's go.
Okay. I think Georgia just edges Tennessee out. I don't think it's like a last-second field goal, last-second touchdown, or anything like that. I think it's gonna be a while before Tennessee just gets shredded on last second stuff like that again. Could be a last second field goal, but I don't see Tennessee giving up a last second touchdown in a long time, unless it's just unlucky. They're not gonna get beat from behind. They're not gonna get ran past anymore.
Yeah.
But I am gonna go Georgia 27, Tennessee 21.
Okay. I'm going Georgia 24, Tennessee 20.
Okay. So kind of on the same page. Close game, but
Matt Davis says, I think we'll hit Stetson several times and he'll make mistakes. If you do that, you have a great chance.
I think if you hit him several times, he's gonna make mistakes. Yes, so I think that's pretty.
But the good thing is he hasn't really been touched that much the past 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm interested to see how good he actually is under pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we're bringing the pressure. It might not be DeAndre Johnson or Kevon Bennett, but it's gonna be Sean Schamberger. It's gonna be Alontae Taylor. They're bringing
To'o,
Crouch, Banks. We're all coming.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see a Jeremy Pruitt defense really just open up and sending blitzes.
Oh,
send it.
This game's personal for Jeremy Pruitt, and you saw the way he was against Alabama.
Oh yeah.
When it's personal, it means something. So yeah, we're coming.
You damn right we are. That got me pumped up. There fires in this room.
Yeah,
damn
yeah.
right there is. Oh, I love Jeremy Pruitt. I hate how much I fell in love with that bald redneck. But I love that guy.
Just something about him.
I'd run through a damn wall. I'll take a bullet for him.
Can
I be your body? I can be your... Dude, please let me...
You're just a vest.
Yeah.
He wears you like a vest.
Please let me walk around with Jeremy Pruitt like the state... I won't dress up like a cop or anything, but I guess, yeah. They're like, who is that guy?
Yeah, you're the pullback guy.
Yeah. Oh, old Kevin's pinky getting in on this. Was BYU and JSU personal? No. Is that a silly question? No, it wasn't.
Wait, what?
BYU's asking about BYU and Georgia State. Like every person who talks trash about Tennessee football is, hey, Kevin's pinky, since your name's original on YouTube, give me an original question and I'll answer. Yeah, he's definitely had this game circled, John B. I'm pumped for this. This is going to be a fun game. I don't think Tennessee gets blown out. I don't know if Tennessee wins it. On Saturday, my score prediction will change like it always does. It'll change tonight when I really sit down to...
when you start talking yourself into it. That's what I've been trying to do this whole time, is trying to like give you reasons why you should pick Tennessee.
We don't believe Tennessee will win? Have you listened to us the whole time? We just gave you a score prediction. Not what we believe could happen. They could definitely win.
Yeah.
They have the easy ability to win. I don't think...
We got a good football team.
This is not going to be Missouri and South Carolina, though.
No, definitely not. Georgia's a good football team.
Georgia's a really good football team.
We're not
Georgia's
taking
a college football playoff team.
Yeah, we're not taking anything away from Georgia by saying Tennessee's going to be able to play with them.
No. He's thinking that we're being negavols, I believe is the word that we would like to use. Yeah,
just because we didn't pick them to win.
I think so. He doesn't listen to the Saturday show. Come back for the Saturday show, Jeff.
They're not picked to win
by any.
Yeah.
I think they're 12. I think Juan has moved from 14 to 12 and a half.
Yeah, it's 12 and a half.
So Vegas is, which that just means the money's moving there.
Right.
But Vegas is liking Tennessee. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good football game. And if it rains, my prediction probably change.
If it
changes a lot more.
Yeah.
Cuz like I don't necessarily think it like helps Tennessee a ton, but it doesn't hurt.
No, for sure.
With the Jeremy Pruitt defense, Jeremy and Kirby, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be who's going to pound the football the most and like what defense can stop it.
I think it comes to your punters a lot too.
Yeah.
Paxton Brooks has not played super fantastic this year. This could be his game, maybe.
I'd like to see Smaglia knock down some field goals. He's 1-3 on the year.
Clean it up.
Clean up this game. I think he's got he's due. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So we spent a long time on Georgia. It was fun. Good time.
I love it. Can't wait to do it Saturday.
100%.
When are we going live Saturday? Noon? Just before noon? Before the noon game slate starts?
Yeah, we can do that.
11:30 maybe?
That's cool.
All right. Be back at 11:30 on Saturday. We'll go live on our Twitter account.
Yep.
That's where we're at on Saturdays. So make sure you're following along. More_issues on Twitter. More_issues will be there. All right. That's it for Georgia.
That's it.
Recruiting news.
Recruiting news. We'll first start this off with a 4-star defensive tackle, Tywone Malone. Also a baseball prospect.
Okay. So
included Tennessee in his
fighting over him?
final 6.
Vitello and...
They're going to give him the opportunity to play both. I don't know. We'll see when he gets here. I would like to see it. We've had guys like Trayvon Flowers. I think Brandon Davis was also. Parker Ball was thought to play baseball. Didn't make it over to Lindsey Nelson, but hey, I mean, I would like to see that. That'd be cool.
Right.
I mean, some of your best athletes, like Jameis Winston, won a Heisman. He was a dual sport athlete. Kyler Murray, another Heisman, dual sport athlete. I'd like to see it, especially a big guy like that, a big defensive tackle who's athletic.
Be interesting.
He included Tennessee in his final 6. That was with USC, Rutgers, Ole Miss, Florida State, and Texas A&M. He also goes to the same high school that JG went to, Bergen Catholic.
Okay. Interesting.
New Jersey. Huh?
Nothing.
You think he makes his commitment video in Times Square?
I don't think he's afforded that opportunity. Don't think he is.
Hopefully he learned not to do that. 5-star offensive tackle Marius Mims was in Knoxville this past weekend to watch the Vols play Missouri. And he'll be in Athens this weekend to watch Georgia and Tennessee play. It looks like it's between a Georgia and Tennessee battle. He will make his final decision a week from today, October 14th.
See, that's kind of like when I talk about program changers. Go win this game, and you probably get a 5-star.
Yeah. And like
it's immediate results. Do it.
I'm sure he's Jeremy Pruitt's got to be selling. Hey, like you can come here. We lose Trey Smith. We lose Cade Mays. We lose Brandon Kennedy.
Hey, Cade's got another year left.
Oh yeah.
So does Trey Smith. So does Brandon Kennedy.
The way
They all do.
the way they played,
Oh, no, I'm just
they ain't coming back.
I'm just kidding.
Ain't coming back. But I think that would be huge if you're able to get a win. You're at least able to be competitive. I think that helps you with the Marius Mims. Nyland Green is another guy that they'd love to get. I would just love to see Tennessee get a freaking blue chip cornerback.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun.
I just don't like the fact that we haven't yet with Ansley and Pruitt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like we've done a great job recruiting. I'm not denying that. It's just like that's the one position I thought we'd be
able to recruit better at. Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe it's coming. Maybe it's coming.
We'll see. And then dude, have you seen Arch Manning?
I have.
Oh my god. Want.
Bad. That'd be fun. I think he goes to Ole Miss or
Duke.
a lot of people are like, I think he goes somewhere he can win a national championship.
Oh, well, he
Not
ain't
if
going
he's-
to Ole Miss or Duke.
Yeah, and not if he's getting advice from his uncles. Neither of them won a national championship, and they were just fine in the pros.
Yeah.
That's what the Mannings care about, guys.
Yeah. No. They care about the next level.
Yeah. Who can get you to the next level? And you know who it is? His name's David Cutcliffe.
Yep.
So, if he retires, maybe Tennessee's got a shot. Because Ole Miss is probably going to have a shit ton of sanctions on him by that point.
Yeah. I think LSU probably has a shot, too.
LSU has a shot. Their hometown team.
Yep. And the way they just won a national championship.
Yeah.
Getting beat by Mississippi State didn't help. But, and then let's go to basketball real quick.
Okay.
I haven't talked a lot of basketball,
Did
but
you have this on?
no. This is more recruiting news.
I didn't prepare. Oh,
But basketball,
okay.
yes. So 5-star power forward Jabari Smith will make his decision on Friday. Looks like it's between Tennessee, Auburn, and Georgia. Auburn's kind of getting all the crystal balls right now, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You're in it right now.
He's the number 5 player in the country, number 1 power forward. Tennessee needs a big man.
Yes, desperately.
Need one to go along with Kennedy Chandler, Jemai Meshack. That's what you got to get. Somehow, some way, you got to find somebody that's able to contribute down low after Pons and Fulkerson are gone.
100%.
And if it's not Jabari Smith, you could go 5-star power forward Brandon Huntley Hatfield. He's the number 6 player in the country in the 2022 class, but is said to reclassify to the 2021 class. Some interesting things, some ties, I guess. He did go to IMG with Jaden Springer. Now I think he transferred to Pennsylvania, but he's originally from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, ties.
Couple ties.
Yeah. That's all I got for recruiting. Need some Arch Manning. Need some Marius Mims.
Just Arch.
Five.
If you look at the
5 stars.
Yeah, if you look at the trajectory of every team Arch Manning's getting recruited by, or that he's said to be high on, I mean, Tennessee's got to be close to everybody. Because, I mean, yeah, LSU won a big national championship, but they lost so much talent. Like, this year's going to be a wash.
Yeah.
So, but people still see it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
I'm sure it's pretty cool when your uncle has his own, like, room with all of his Tennessee stuff in.
Yeah, Peyton wouldn't be upset, I don't think, if his nephew went here, I imagine.
Right.
I don't know.
Could you imagine the expectations of that kid?
Yeah,
though?
I feel bad for the kid.
Yeah. But he looks every bit the part.
Right. He does. You're right.
Every bit the part. But yeah, I like this. I like all the stars. I like Pruitt and Rick Barnes just getting out the telescope and just checking out the stars and having them fall in their lap. It's nice.
Right.
College football.
Yeah. Let's go to college football. Kevin's dead pinky still asked me to answer questions. I'm not going to answer this, but I am going to say, if a guy that never played football and played trombone in high school can beat Georgia, anybody can. So
True.
that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's bad.
So, and you lost to him twice.
Peace. Yeah, he literally did the Tebow at like the 50-yard line because Juwan Jennings.
I don't know who he was praying to either.
Yeah. It might have been to the.
It might have been to
sheriff
Juwan.
that was behind him.
It might have been to Juwan. He's like, God, thank God I recruited that guy. He was a quarterback.
Yeah. He's like, man, I tried to screw him over, but he just kept making plays.
Yep. College football. Let's start in the SEC. Number 4, Florida at number 21, A&M. Line 6.5. Favored Florida. Florida's going to dominate them. It's going to be a bad game.
Yeah, I don't think Texas A&M is that great.
No. Is that a noon kickoff?
Yep.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch.
Yep.
That'll be
Yep.
fun.
Yep.
Next up, you got number 17. My handwriting's terrible. I think LSU at Missouri. Got moved to Missouri. It was supposed to be at LSU.
LSU looked a lot better last week.
Yeah.
It was against Vanderbilt, but I think they take care of business.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Mississippi State was the, a little bit of Mike Leach, going to have those wins every once in a while. LSU doesn't have a ton of talent like they did last year. Coming off a great year, the expectations are just
a lot of new guys got to find the right place for them.
Yep. Next up, South Carolina at Vanderbilt. You don't want to watch that game. That won't be fun to watch.
Gross.
Arkansas at number 13, Auburn. Does Arkansas keep the magic alive?
God, no.
What if?
That would be funny.
It would be. I'd love it. I would love it.
I mean, they're not that great.
No, they're not. Auburn's not. Which one were you talking about specifically?
Yeah, both.
One team's not that great. And one team's just bad.
Yeah.
And then you've got number 2, Bama at Ole Miss. Like I said, man, does Lane Kiffin get it?
A lot of offense.
A lot of offense. Well,
the over-under is 70.
I think I'm taking the under.
Yeah, probably. It's supposed to rain, too. So.
And Bama's defense is pretty... Unless Bama puts up, 55.
You think there's any love lost between Saban and Kiffin? You think if Saban gets a chance to hang 50 on him, he would?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Kiffin would do the same thing. He would do it with anybody,
yes.
But especially Saban.
Oh, yeah. And then the game everybody's been waiting for, Mike Leach's return to Kentucky, Mississippi State at Kentucky. Mississippi State's going to kill him.
You think?
Yeah. Kentucky's bad. They're going to get what's over under? The spread's 2.5 to Kentucky.
I think Kentucky wins.
Really?
I just think they're going to run all over them. It's going to be weird because they're two totally different offenses.
Totally different offenses. I just think Mississippi State, they can't handle them in the pass game. Kentucky can't handle Mississippi State in the pass game.
Right.
So I just think they score a lot of points. And I don't think Kentucky can fire back.
So do you think Mississippi State's better than Ole Miss? I think Ole Miss has more talent.
I don't know. I want to say
Now
no.
their defense is trash.
When they play, it's going to be 130 should be the over under.
Yeah, it's
Like,
gonna be like
seriously.
a Big 12 game.
Yeah, it's going to be like that UCLA game that they ended up losing. Well, I think the final was 67-60. I think it's going to be like that because neither defense is good.
A lot of touchdowns.
A lot of touchdowns.
That's a stat game. That's a game you want to be in.
Yes, yes, it is. And then outside the SEC, you've got Tulane at Houston, Louisville at Georgia Tech, number 19 Virginia Tech at number 8 UNC. This game, if Tennessee takes care of business, could get Tennessee into the top 10. Because, I mean, UNC do not hand the win to them.
Oh, God, no.
And then you've got number 22 Texas in the Red River rivalry at Oklahoma. Oklahoma unranked but favored.
Who wins that game?
Dude, I think Oklahoma.
I mean,
does.
honestly, who cares? But, like, who wins that game?
I think Oklahoma does.
Isn't that crazy that game's at noon?
And Oklahoma's not ranked.
That is weird.
It's very weird.
Spencer Rattler almost has 1,000 yards already.
Well, and he also has 2 losses. So, tell me how that feels.
Yikes.
I like your 1,000 yards. What's your win-loss?
Yikes.
Yeah.
You just went right for the throat.
I
like
like
it.
him.
I like it.
I like him
Okay,
a bit.
yeah. I mean,
He is going to single-handedly be the downfall of Oklahoma football.
oh, my gosh. That's a take.
Don't start him. Sit him.
Whoa. I like it. Screw you, Spencer Rattler.
Add it-
Caleb said so.
Attitude reflects leadership. That's my second Remember the Titans quote this week.
That's good.
Did you like my tweet about that? When you tweeted the picture of the wing tee? I was like, who do we think we are? The freaking New York Jets? Stay out of shotgun. Coastal Carolina at number 28, Louisiana Lafayette. You got is it the Chanticleers? It's not pronounced whatever.
Chandeliers.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not pronounced how it looks. Who you got in that game?
Wait.
That's a Sun Belt, baby.
Louisiana Lafayette and who?
And Coastal Carolina. It's at Louisiana if that does anything for you.
I got to go to Louisiana. I got to go
All
there.
right. And then you got NC State at Virginia, Duke at Syracuse, Texas Tech at Iowa State, Pitt at Boston College, and then the big one outside the SEC at least, number 7 Miami at number 1 Clemson. Clemson's favored 14 points.
Yeah, I think they
By 2 touchdowns?
I think they kill them. Yeah. I don't think it's that close.
I'm kind of bought it. I think Clemson wins, but I'm a little bought into the Miami hype. I think it's a close game, and I think it's the game you'll be seeing at the end of the season too.
Yeah, I just don't see De'Aaron King being able to run all over that Clemson defense. I'll have to believe it. I'll have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think 2 touchdowns is a lot though.
It is a lot, but I just don't I don't see how you stop Clemson.
That's fair.
I know you have De'Aaron King and he's a great player, but he's not able to stop Clemson.
Yeah. Again, I think Clemson wins. I just don't know if it's 14 points.
It's not 14. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Chandler Keaton had a really good message at some of our people in the YouTube chat. It's a long one, but you should go read it because he's right about this Georgia-Tennessee game and what it means for the last decade. So
I
if
think
you're listening on YouTube, read it. If you're not,
I think it's kind of a trap game. It's not. If Georgia wins, you beat Tennessee because you're supposed to.
that's
But
pretty
if
much
Tennessee wins, it's crap.
It's a big win. He pretty much what he said. I'll kind of paraphrase. He said Georgia should win because of the talent they have. For Tennessee, it's just like you are in this game. You have the ability to go win it. It's big if you go win it. A lot of what's happened in the last decade goes beyond the team, the coaches. It's an athletic department thing.
Yep.
And finally, the athletic department, the team, the coach feels like it's heading in the right direction.
Yeah, Georgia, with those back-to-back-to-back number 1 recruiting classes, you should have won more than you have.
Correct. That is correct. You can't beat Alabama consistently. Shut the hell up. We can't beat Alabama consistently either. That's why we're not talking the trash you are. Okay. NFL Power Rankings.
NFL Power Rankings.
Oh, I forgot. FSU at number 5, Notre Dame. Speaking of streaks, Notre Dame currently holds with Tennessee, the longest winning streak in college football. So
8, right?
8.
Yep.
Both teams win it. Both teams lose it. Does one team win
got
it? One team lose it?
Notre Dame, do you see?
FSU's
It's almost 3 touchdowns.
terrible.
They are bad.
They're terrible. They're bad.
Yep.
All right. Sorry. Now NFL Power Rankings.
Number 1. I don't think you will.
You don't think I'm gonna agree?
I think he will.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Your face told me no. Okay.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
I got a great poker face.
You do. I would have definitely been all in there. Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah, you got to. I think our first 4 will maybe be the same. Maybe all 5. Number 2, Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Okay. Number 3 is Seattle for me.
Seattle. Yep.
Okay. Number 4, who you have?
I got the Ravens.
I do too.
Ooh.
A little Baltimore action. Number 5 though. That's where I'm like, give it to anybody. Who do you have?
I'm going Bills Mafia, baby.
Bills. Yes. I've got the Bills. JoshAllen.com.
He's got big hands.
Yes.
Looks good in shorts.
I love it. That's awesome. Congratulations, Buffalo. You did it. You made it.
Yeah,
In the
you made it.
Power ranking.
I didn't think it ever happened, but
I think
hey,
you
here
had him in
are.
last year. Or
Oh,
last
did I?
week, didn't
For
you?
like,
Last week.
oh, did I? I don't know.
I think you might have. Maybe you said they were one of those teams that were on the cusp.
Okay.
Because I know we talked a little bit about both those teams. Dude, the Bills, though, they're winning, and Josh Allen looks good in pants now. I love it.
Looks great in pants, too. Good for him.
Yeah. It's going to be, I mean, who knows how long they can
I
keep
feel
it up.
bad for the Titans. I'm like, dude, what are y'all doing?
Apparently, the rules weren't very clear when they did that workout.
Oh, okay.
But I'm also like, they didn't work out in the facility. If the as long as the people who weren't a part of like the contact tracing protocol, I don't see what was wrong with it. But I also don't know what the NFL protocol was.
Yeah.
So I haven't read the rules. I have no clue.
I mean, they just...
They didn't do it in the. I don't know. It's dumb all the way around.
Or are they doing it on purpose so like they're...
They don't have to play the Bills.
They stay undefeated.
They're trying not to play the Bills. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good for Tennessee.
Yep.
Good for Tennessee.
They don't want their streak to end either.
That game's getting canceled. That game's getting. They're gonna have to forfeit it though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So you lost your winning streak now. Tough.
Sucks.
Tough. You ready for segments, or you got anything else for the NFL?
That's all I got.
All right, let's do some segments then.
Jumbotron.
Yeah, things we hate the most about Georgia. Kevin's Pinky's gonna love this one because he is not happy with us. So things we hate most about Georgia. First, Kevin's Pinky's really gonna hate this one because he comes across as a guy who barks a lot. The barking. You're a grown man or woman. Quit barking at anybody for any reason ever.
Yeah, you look like you're on drugs. If you're just barking at random people, like
Meth.
cops are like, yo, what are you doing?
That's what makes Athens so terrible is that humans bark at
Yeah.
other humans for no reason.
Bath salts are a hell of a drug.
Because you kick off the football? It's stupid. I hate the barking.
Yeah, like, do you want, like, everybody... Like, we have a dog, too. Do you want us to howl?
If you had to choose one thing to end in college football, I would skip the players playing for free, and I would say quit the barking. It's bad. It's annoying. Your dog's ugly. Stop it.
Also, can we get this man some, like, clothes that fit him?
Who?
Kirby?
Oh, okay. I was like, is Kirby's clothes not fit
This
him?
man looks so uncomfortable all the time because they're trying to put
Dogs are just like always
an
panting.
extra small collar on his neck. He ain't got no neck for one.
Bebo about whoop that ass.
Oh, Bevo was... He was like, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna take him out of his misery.
Exactly. Dude, I hate those dogs. Just always panting. Dude, shut up.
They got terrible health problems.
Yeah, I'm like, God. Go on somewhere with your sweaty ass.
Yeah, go to Canada where there's free healthcare.
What do you hate most about Georgia?
I hate that nothing's original with him. I hate the G is Green Bay.
Or Gibbs.
Or Gibbs, yes. I hate that they wear silver pants like the Oakland Raiders. Their fans dress like they're Oakland Raiders fans
Dude.
with red in it.
Oh, the pads. You're grown men. Take off the football pads and quit barking.
Yeah, like... I don't know. I just, like, nothing's original.
That kind of goes along with my second one. The hedges. No one gives a shit about what you got planted in your stadium. It's
Yeah.
it's not original. A lot of stadiums have hedges. It's ugly. Just no one cares. No one cares. Between the hedges. No one cares.
Yeah, aren't bushes, like, the most, like, least expensive? Like, they're the cheapest plant, pretty
Probably.
much.
I don't know nothing about
Me
landscaping,
either.
but we'll
I
say
worked
it.
at Lowe's, but yeah, I'm going to go with it.
I agree. It's stupid. The hedges are stupid.
Right, and you're talking about this season, like, you need to save money, and you're paying somebody to freaking cut those
Yeah, you're cutting hedges.
Yeah.
Stupid. Let them grow. Let them grow freely. You're limiting the hedges.
Yeah.
You're cutting them down, man. It's not cool.
I think I'm going to start a petition saying it's like a safety hazard.
Yes. Maybe we can get like PETA on it, something like Plants Rights Organization. Mm-hmm. You're cutting the hedges for whatever reason. For a football game? For a football game, Georgia? Come on.
Yeah.
This thing's bigger than football here. It's
So dumb. Like, just put a fence or something.
Yeah.
Or why? Like, you have a wall.
You have
and
a
then you
wall.
have hedges.
I think they have a fence. But yeah.
So
Which is a type of wall.
yeah. My next one is Kirby Smart. I don't like Kirby Smart.
Yeah. That's stupid.
I think he's a good coach. He's a good recruiter.
He's a good recruiter.
Yeah. He's got a bowl cut. And he's just a
stupid hat.
he's just a crybaby.
Here's a stupid hat.
Yeah. Like he cried like
I hated him at Alabama.
he was like, "Oh yeah, the Cade Mays thing." He's like, "People are gonna transfer."
College football coaches will say anything to get their guys playing.
Yeah.
So would you stupid mother.
Yeah. Sorry, you're the one that they're like leaving because you have a toxic environment because you're a moron.
Obviously, whether you have a toxic environment or not, obviously the person transferring away from you is going to say that. It's to get them eligible. Obviously, they're going to say it.
Right.
Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot.
And don't act like you didn't like try to prevent it from happening.
Yeah. Which is
He was
dumb.
like, "I didn't even know." Oh, you knew. You knew.
The NCAA specifically said that you were one of the reasons, Georgia was one of the reasons they didn't approve it originally.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Dumb. All right, my last one. I'm about to think of another one because I originally had the pad wearers. Because that was stupid. That was real stupid. Another thing I hate about them. Oh, that they haven't won a championship in 40 years.
That's fine. They haven't won anything.
That's easy.
Like,
What do you have?
You're
Like,
overrated.
they act like they're the best program. One of the best college football programs of all time or something.
Yeah. No.
Shut up.
Like, sorry, like you're right in the middle of a recruiting hotbed. And you get number one recruiting classes year in and year out, and still can't win a national championship.
Your state is one of the most heavily recruited areas in the country.
Yep.
And you can't win shit. Shut up.
Yep.
And you got to compete with Georgia Tech. Terrifying.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. I hate
Shut
that.
up. I hate Georgia.
Nothing to show for it. 1980.
And they got a patch telling you when too.
Yeah.
40 years
and then
ago.
their freaking uniforms.
Dude, the white ones look good as hell. I won't lie. But
The black ones.
they didn't wear those on against Auburn, did they?
No.
Okay. They didn't realize how stupid they were.
I guess.
Good call, Georgia. One thing you
Yeah.
did right.
Dog
Well
collars are dumb. It doesn't even look like a dog collar.
It looks like a dog collar painted by a 4-year-old.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Like
It looks like
you'd be like, "What is that?" And your 4-year-old's like, "That's my dog collar I drew. Can you not tell?" And you're like, "Oh, not going on the fridge."
yeah, it looks so dumb.
I love it. All right, stupidity. Everything besides Georgia. I guess that was a stupidity on Georgia.
Yeah.
I know.
It's Georgia Hay Week. You can't be mad that we're doing this.
I know one of your stupidities.
Oh yeah, you do.
I saw that one.
Yeah,
Dude, did you guys know? Did you know Fourth and Truth is still an account?
I didn't. Is it?
I
Did
saw
he still
it.
do a show?
Did you not see this week? The
Oh yeah, I did.
picture I
See
sent you
that.
last night.
So he's still like, what is he talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know if you.
Not football. He was talking about the NBA and how they are obsessed with the Beyond. I don't know. It was so dumb. It's incredibly dumb. And then he tweets at Barstool all the time.
Oh, so is he Clay? He wants to be Clay Travis. Is that what he's trying to be?
I guess. I don't know. I got Brad Manglin. He tweeted, "This MLB employee who sprinted out to center field to get social media video and ruin photographs of Getty Images photographer and everyone else at Dodger Stadium today shooting the Astros and Athletics is everything wrong with covering sports today." This is the image. Well, I just don't understand what's wrong with it, though. Like, get a better shot? I don't know. Also, that happens everywhere. After the final shot's made, after the final pass is made, whatever it is, they crowd the field, whoever's... That's every sport, everywhere, all the time.
Yeah, who cares? It wasn't like this game was like they didn't clinch anything. Who cares?
It also doesn't... Even if they did, that happens in every sport.
Yeah.
Super Bowl, the moment the whistle's done,
Take a better picture.
everyone's sprinting out to the quarterback,
Yeah.
the coach, or whoever, running back, MVP, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Dude's an idiot.
Edit it.
Yeah, for real.
My first one is Skip Bayless. Yes. He's back. He's just so dumb. I hate this man so much.
Did you watch the show?
I watched a little bit of it. He basically,
what say?
So this is his tweet.
Yeah, read the tweet first.
How winning this ring will hurt LeBron's GOAT case, now on Undisputed. He basically said, like, how it was a cakewalk. But
how would it hurt?
A couple weeks ago, he said, you play who you play.
But I'll just never understand how it could hurt if you win.
No. So, like you want him to lose?
Yeah.
That wouldn't hurt him.
I've said since the beginning that people will always say it's an asterisk and it's, well, it is what it is. No, you can't argue, though, that it hurts you. You still won. It can't hurt you.
Right. It still can't. Like, it's still a ring.
Yeah.
You still, count that as a championship.
Like, I could hear you out if you're like, oh, yeah, I mean, it was the pandemic year and they played in a bubble and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I could understand that. But you can't go, well, he's not the GOAT because this. Yeah. Because he won in a pandemic year in the bubble. That doesn't make sense.
You still had to play like everybody was available.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And you still had to play a full playoff.
Like I said, it can't hurt your status. There's no way it could hurt it.
He's mad because his Clippers didn't win. They lost to the Nuggets. Clippers. He was like, oh, yeah, they didn't get the Clippers and they would have got beat by the Clippers. I'm like, they lost to the Nuggets. And was it 6 games?
Sure.
It might have been 7 games. But still, so trash. I just hate that man.
Yeah, he's an idiot. That's all I've got for stupidity.
I thought I had one more. Oh, we got some questions from It's Cold World 7. I forgot to include this earlier. He said, most difficult part of facing Georgia's defense versus what part will be easiest? D-line linebackers and DBs. That's tough.
Yeah, I think because your offensive line, I gotta say that probably running at their D-line will probably be the...
Yeah, but it's not an easy task.
Easy is not the right word.
I think something to look at is like their DBs against our wide receivers, they're one-on-one.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to...
They will be most of the game.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to stack the box, so I don't know. That's what you want as a receiver. Like, that's tough to play press man.
Yeah, we need JG.
Yep.
Bad to show up.
He also had another question. He says, if the 2016 UT team played versus this year's UT team in a full game, who would win? That includes their respective coaching staffs.
I got to think 16 right now, the 16 team would win.
Yeah,
as it stands today.
When are we playing this game?
Also, are we playing in September? Or are we playing in November? Because then this team, I mean, that's a tough one to answer. 16, again, as it stands, what I know right now, 16 has more talent.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So,
and they should win.
And they should win. Yes,
but I don't know. I think they should win, but yeah, if we're playing later on the year,
I like that you said respective coaching staffs because that makes me lean.
That's a difference too.
So, yep.
Yeah, probably 16 just because
I like that better than Landon's question. It's the whole world. And Landon's stupid question. I don't like it.
Yep, I'm slow. That's all I got.
That's all I've got too. All right, guys. Want to thank you all for listening. We really appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on social media. Like I said, on Saturday, we go live on our Twitter account specifically. So make sure you follow along more_issues on Twitter. And then you can also follow me and Landon on Twitter. I'm at Caleb_TN. You're at
Lambo_AB10.
Knew that. And then we're also on Facebook and YouTube along with Volunteer Roadshow. So make sure you follow along. We really appreciate it. Guys, I'm not a nigga ball. I never will be, okay?
Go Vols. We got a good chance.
We do.
Good chance for success. Good chance to win. It rests in JG's hands. That's all we got. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.
Dobbs heaves it. They're bunched up in the end zone. It's tipped up. It's caught. It is caught. Jawan Jennings Jawan Jennings. Dobbs heaves it. They're bunched up in the end zone. It's tipped up. It's caught. It is caught.